Show you guys how I edit my videos. I apologize for the mic sound. I am just using my Sony headphones right now, so it's not the best audio, but it is something and I don't really mind. I am looking into getting a mic. I don't know what type of mic yet, but that is something that I would like to do in the future. So first thing we're going to do, I've already downloaded all my items onto here, and they're all in the files area. So I just have it right here, files, and then it's there and it transcribes to the gallery. So once you have all your items here, I use this VN editor right here, and I'm going to be editing this one. So I'm gonna look a little funny. Oh my god, why did it pop like that? Oh my god. Okay. Oh, okay. You know what, I'm just gonna probably block my face out, but this is the thing I'm going to be doing. So I already inputted the video clips. This was one long, almost like 1 hour video clip, and then I edited, as you can see, like right here, these notches here are like, what's it called, the portions that got edited. So in this case right now, I already increased the volume to max because my audio usually is not the best, and I've already, in terms of adding text, this is just how I add text sometimes. You can see here on the top, but what I'm going to be doing now is adding captions. So we're going to go at the bottom here. We're going to go ahead at the very beginning with my face and we're going to go ahead and click auto caption. So this one, I've started to add captions just because in some parts of the video it's a little harder to hear, and I personally, like when I am watching videos anyways, I like to read the captions as opposed to just listening. That way I can put it at 2 times speed and I'm still able to get the information while reading it. Well, while it's loading, the way I like to edit my videos is I put all the information, all the pictures, clips that I created into one. With this specific editor, I feel like it's a little difficult to handle all of it. I found that when I did just one long continuous clip, it was able to handle it fairly well, but once I started to chop it up into little pieces, that's when it started to crash out and stuff. So just be aware with this specific one. I am using my tablet as well, so it will probably perform differently on the computer, but this specific editor is not available on the computer, otherwise I would be doing it. Okay, so now that it has loaded, I usually switch this from tiny. I find that it doesn't really matter whether if you do base or tiny. Either way, I still would have to edit quite a bit, so I just do tiny because it's faster, and then I do English or whatever language you want. Then we go ahead and convert it. So it loaded up on the screen, and the way that this would look like when it's oh, how do I do this? Wait a minute. Oh, I can move it. Okay, I'm just gonna move this here for now, but this is how it would look like once it's all done. So you can see here it's already fixed, and I usually edit what it says first before I edit how it looks. I forgot what I was saying, but I learned some cool features. First of all, I can write. What? I don't know how to erase it now. Oh, I can change. I'm learning as well. Okay. Whoa. Okay. I can point. Oh. Oh. Oh, this is how you can see my... Okay. So I can point. Oh, maybe I'll keep this on so it's easier. And then, funny thing, my face. What? This is crazy. I look a little funny. But this is my setup when I am editing. Anyways, enough of that. So right now I'm going to be editing what is being said. So I'm going to listen first. And I usually like to use the text like keyboard text. I tried to use like what's going on? I tried to use like an additional keyboard, like an external keyboard, but it just was not working. So I don't know what to do with that. But I just like to fill in the blanks. And then the cool thing is you can also like merge it. So if I do show, I don't know if I can go back. So you can actually merge it downwards, and then the text that was below merges together. You can also do the same thing upwards, but I want to keep it separate. So now listen to the next one. Seattle for about 3 days. So we were at Seattle for about 3 days. So that's all I'm gonna be doing, listening to the audio, and then I'll go ahead and come back. Okay, so I got a little annoyed regarding what's that called? Making these captions. And with this specific one, sometimes even though I edit it and then it crashes out, usually there's like this part here that gets like kind of glitched out in the middle. Even if I continue to edit, it will still keep it as the defaulted one. So I'm a little tired of doing the captions because I do have 40 minutes and I just spent like a few hours editing what I was trying to say. But I think I need a break. So I wanted to share with you guys what I do after I have completed editing my video or my captions. So I would go ahead and click the edit button, or no, not this one. I would go ahead and click font. So typically with the font, I typically like to use this one, but there's a lot of other ones too. I just want something that's a little bit easier to read. You can even do this one or this. Oh, maybe I'll try this one for today. Then I go to the size. So the size I typically like is 6 or 7. It really depends on the font itself. And you can keep it as this color, but this time I'm gonna go ahead and use the pink one. Probably I'll make the text a little brighter so that we can see it. But that's the other things you can do is fix the positioning, alignment, whatever, spacing. But I usually just do the font, the size, and then the color. And I typically only stick with these ones, the ones that have a background on it, because if I did this one, it's a little hard to see. So I'm not sure how we can save certain ones. Let me see if I can. Oh, I can save it like that. Okay, that's good. So let me try. If I click that, oh, perfect. So I learned right now how to save whatever you created. So typically that changes like the rest that's related to the clip, but I would still recommend to like look through your videos and see if it is not aligned or not. So typically if it's one clip, it matches, but then when you go to the next one, you can see how there's like a cut right here. The next one is where you need to do it again. So the font that I use, what was it, this one, size 7 this time. And then why is it not changing? Okay, weird. But I do this one. Oh, now it changed. And I typically like to put my subtitle down here. And then do the same thing. I'm gonna fix this one really quick. Change it to this font. And whenever I have like these weird ones, I just put it down here, and it typically fixes every single like caption that's there. but just always double check. So I'm just gonna keep doing that. You can even type it here if you really want to, but since I use the pen, it's like extra work, so I just drag it. Or I might try to find like a different type of software, at least to add the subtitles, because the subtitles is the one that's really annoying me. Oh, whatever. Yeah, perfect. If it's not exactly 7, it's fine. Oh, yeah, then you see it crashes out. So sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. I feel like the more that you add on, obviously it's gonna crash out, but it's kind of sad because I got this new tablet just so I could have easier time editing, but I feel like I'm having a harder time editing, or just the same amount of difficulty as my old tablet. So it's like, should I have updated it at all? I don't even know. Like, look, this is still there when I specifically deleted it. So whenever this happens, you just legit have to start again. And whenever it crashes out, you have to make sure all your things have been saved. Otherwise, you have to redo everything again. Kind of like what I'm doing right now. That's about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and save it, and then I'm gonna show you guys what I do for my what's it called? My thumbnails. So typically when I share pictures to myself, I use Messenger, and then I just save all the pictures. We're gonna go to Canva, and then in Canva we're just gonna create a design. So maybe a YouTube thumbnail. Then we're gonna go ahead and upload. Sometimes I put it like on the page itself, and then I edit it further in my computer just so it's easier. Okay, so now that I've arranged it in a way that I like, I'm gonna go ahead and just add a text box. And since this is like a post video, I think I'll put post Seattle debrief. And then when it comes to fonts, I have a few that I like. Why is it all the way up there? So I like this one typically for like subtitles. I also like this one for subtitles. I don't know where I wish I could have like I wish I could like save it. But there's also a few that I really like. So I'm gonna go ahead and just look through, and then I'll end up showing with you. Oh, this is one that I like, virtual. I'll just end up showing you what I pick at the end. Okay, so I decided to pick Allura. In terms of size, I just pick, let's just say 64. So 64 is okay. Probably gonna put at the bottom here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add. I usually like to use this one, so I usually do it like this. Make that a little smaller. If you are on the computer, I typically like to group these, but since I'm on the tablet, I'm not really sure how to group it. Maybe I should lock this though. Lock. I like to lock the picture so that's easier. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and change this color to I don't really know what color I'm gonna choose. But I just play around with it, and I see maybe this one. This is kind of nice. And I like to make it a little bit more transparent. And then how do I add the border? Borders right here. Typically do that. Just add a little bit of border. Color-wise, you can make it match. You can make it kind of like that, so it looks nice. And that's all I really do. I don't do too much. Oh, one thing I also do is I like to put my YouTube name on here. So I don't know, select all, delete. So I like to put it on this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it a little bit above. And this goes on the bottom. I'm gonna make it a little bigger just so you can see. But that's really how I like to do my what's it called? My thumbnails. And I can talk about captions, which I'll probably do like external camera or not caption description, because this is something that I'm also trying to learn, but I'm gonna show you guys how I kind of set it up already. The first thing that I have been doing in my descriptions, like I like to include the video editing software that I use. I also like to include the fonts that I use in my videoing, in my editing software, and for my thumbnails that I use for Canva. And then next, I include my timestamps. So those are the top 3 things that I include currently in my descriptions, and there's some things that I am thinking of including in my description. So the type of camera I use, socials that I have. Sometimes I see people do this. They put like a little introduction of themselves at the top, along with a short description of what the video is about, which is obviously, and then hashtags. So I'm currently editing my how I edit video. I forgot to film an outro. I'm not really good with these, but thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And future self, I hope to see how you have progressed over the years.